this is my full review of the Huawei Mate 50 Pro. So this is a special phone. This is something we've been waiting for a long time from Huawei, the first new Mate device in over 2 years. Now I'm going to give you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Let's just start by saying this is a fantastic photography phone. This is an absolute masterpiece in the art of photography, and Huawei are finally back to their glory days of making some of the best cameras on any smartphone. Okay, of course, for me personally, this has got a big gap to fill. I was using it from my favourite smartphone, the Huawei P50 Pro. It's filmed, along with my Mate 40 Pro, near enough every single video you've seen on the channel. And overall, it's a very flawed phone, however, has some fantastic features. And when it comes to camera and smartphone photography, and it's still one of the best devices even now. So when I was filming this review, I wanted to take my time to compare the two phones to really see if they've moved the game forward in any way, even compared to the P50 Pro. And I'm happy to say that they have in the areas that were quite weak on this device. So let's get into it.
So it still has that traditional DNA of the Mate series, a matte design, quite wide, quite a large smartphone at around 6.7 and 8 inches, I believe. You've got that massive round camera cut out on the back, and it's got that lovely traditional Huawei hand feel, really curves around your hands and really provides a really grippy and comfortable experience when holding the device. The screen itself is definitely sharp enough. However, I would like a bit more brightness in the auto mode. I know in sunlight it will boost the brightness up, but I wanted a bit more brightness control in auto mode. It doesn't quite get bright enough for me, even compared to the Huawei P50 Pro. But it is a stunning screen, the colours are fantastic, the contrast is really good, and you can have no problem seeing it outdoors. Another strength for the device is the audio. The speakers on this are amazing and some of the best I've ever heard on a smartphone. Loud enough, with good mids and a lot of bass for a smartphone, although the sacrifice to that is that hideous notch on the top of the screen. While I'm talking of criticisms, it is a shame that they've missed out on some of those traditional Mate features that we had on the Mate 40 Pro. It's still got the same IR blaster at the top of the device. They could have done it, they just haven't put them in the software. And that is the gestures that you could do with your hands. You could do the air gestures, grab for a screenshot, swipe with your hands to read, which are without touching the screen. So these are all really nice additions. However, they haven't included them on this year's Mate 50 Pro, and it's such a shame. So let's talk about the cameras on this device. I'm starting with the low light video performance, as I think it is a massive improvement compared to the P50 Pro, and it actually really does compete very well with flagships, even compared to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. You can see there that it's actually super stabilised, and when you're zooming in, you're still retaining a lot of detail in those images. Even in really poor lighting conditions and poor weather conditions, you can see it still captures some really nice video. The microphones also deserve a shout out, as the audio pickup on this device is amazing. It's not perfect, it does seem to like purple and red tints, and it sometimes can't quite match the dynamic range of rivals. However, it is still a fantastic video performance and a massive improvement over the P50 Pro. Of course, you can shoot in 4K at 60 frames per second. However, they do actually recommend you shoot in 1080p, and that is a bit of a shame, as it seems like they've put a lot of their time and effort into optimizing that mode rather than the 4K resolution. So I'd like to see a bit more optimization in terms of the video performance. When it comes to photography, there isn't a smartphone like it. It offers a really unique set of cameras, and as this can be seen in these images here, these are all unedited and natural photos straight out of the camera. Some of them are shot in RAW, some of them are shot in their individual modes, but to benefit this camera you really need to spend time using it, and I haven't had enough time yet to try out all the modes and features, so I've shot most of this in RAW so you can really see what the hardware is capable of. Even when cropped in at night, this image still retains plenty of detail, along with a really good colour science between all three lenses. That's seen in these three images here. At the same time, with all three lenses, the colour science is very accurate. The images have plenty of detail, sometimes can be slightly over sharpened. However, overall, it is an absolutely stunning camera, and I wouldn't change it for anything else. The front facing cameras are also fantastic, however they're not a pure focus point of my reviews, as for the majority of people it's not a key aspect of the phone. I'm happy to report that battery life has also massively improved. It lasts me a full day of heavy usage. With mixed use between videos, camera and video, I can get all day out of this battery. It's a shame there's no boost in the 60 watt charging, because yes, it's fast, but it's been like that for a few years now.
Okay, so talking EMUI 13, we've got some fantastic new updates compared to EMUI 12. More of a evolution rather than revolution, but still some really nice features, such as this stackable widgets and resizable folders. So you can hold on a folder and change the size between a small traditional folder and an enlarged folder where you can group your apps together in various different sizes. You also have an updated settings menu with easier connectivity and access to your super device, which is also seen in the settings panel, where you can easily swap files between each of your Huawei devices. A big emphasis on security has now been given to EMUI 13, with better security overall and bringing it in line with various rivals, such as Apple's iOS and stock Android from Google. It's so nice to see, and it's a feature that was well needed.
So in summary then, I'm pleased to say that Huawei seems to be back to their glory days, because this smartphone is amazing and offers an experience like nothing else on the market. So if you're into your photography or you want something different, I'd highly recommend this phone. An update or two later and this will be a truly special device. I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe and comment below. It makes a massive difference to the channel.